Hello, hello all. Welcome back to my stream. So let's start. Today we will be painting a spring scene, spring window scene. So I've already drawn a layout of a window. So here we will have a wall, maybe white color, and here I will paint some flowers and some flowers here. So I'll be keeping the wall as white. So all here white. So I'm taking the titanium white color. Already the canvas is white, but I'll still paint white on it because we will have some highlights on the wall also. So let's start here. I'm just painting the wall. I'm going back and forth. And I'll take a black color also to have a little gray highlights on the wall. This is just a white color, plain white color, titanium white. Add a little black to make it gray, just a little bit of black, not much, because we want little shadows like near the just again blend it, and wherever I feel that it is too much, I'll take more white and just go back and forth and then paint it. It's like the wall is always never like newly painted, right? There are some dirt on the wall, so it's not the one plain color. Sometimes the light of the Light on the wall also makes it look different shades somewhere. I'm just adding white again because I want to show here a little shadow of the window. This is the window door, so that will have a shadow here. So I'm just making it little white so that we can make the shadow appear. Sometimes there are some when the colors stay unused for long, so they sometimes form some particles in it. So I'm also getting those while I'm painting. Okay, anyway, so I'm just painting as it is white, so I'm just going through. So you'll have anyway, we will have some flowers here, bunch of flowers, and a bunch of flower plant here also. So I'm just not covering much here. And also there will be shadow of the plant here, down here. Just adding more white to it because I want to show shadows, little making it white here. So this is nothing but my window where the flowers will be hanged somewhere here and above at the corner. Again feel I'll add more white here. These particles will sometimes bother. Okay, so the base color white is done. This is our wall. Hi, welcome to my stream, Punita. Hello. Thank you for joining me, watching live, painting live. So today I'm painting a spring window. So this is the window and I have just painted the white wall. I have just used white and little black color, a bit of black to add some shadows to it. Okay, until it gets dry, let's paint the window. So maybe the window, this is like जो window के ऊपर होता है, right? Some wood kind of. So we'll just give it a color, maybe little brown. So I'm again taking the burnt umber and yellow ochre. I'll show you on the palette. I'm just taking out the color. Hope you're doing fine, Punita. So this is my palette. I've taken this is burnt umber and this is yellow ochre. So I'll be using the mix of both in different proportions to paint the windows wood. So yeah, I'm taking a round brush thin brush. So with that I'll be, because my area is small, so I'm taking a small brush. So I'm just adding I'm mixing the yellow ochre and burnt umber together to make little lighter brown color. So I'll add here this. So this is a window which is attached to the wall. So wood on which the window is being attached, right? So I don't know what is this called, but I guess you understood. What is this? Okay. So here I'll add more shades to it. Hello, hi, welcome to my stream. I'm painting today spring window. So I'm painting here dark color because there will be shadow here, right? Just making it little dark. And adding little highlights maybe from here. Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you for joining me here, painting live. Making it little bigger. I'm just following my layout, which I have already drawn it before. Okay, so this is done. Now I'll just add a little highlight to it. Maybe a kind of wood, which is little bit out from the window, right? So kind of this. So adding highlights to the painting adds more realism to your painting. So I've just added a little color. Okay, so this is done. So I'm painting the window as blue. I'm just giving a look like if you have seen some Santorini pics, they have like white walls and blue windows, right? And some pink flowers, vines are there on the wall. So kind of that I'm painting. Okay, so I'll just, and I'll this is also wood of the window. So I'll paint this thing as brown, and these are the glasses. So these glasses will be having the reflection of the cloud from outside. So I'll just add another shade of blue, that is raw sienna. Not blue, brown. So it is little lighter in color, light blue, light brown kind of. Let's show this is raw sienna. So I'm taking a bit of raw sienna and I'll just paint it here on the window. It is kind of similar, but I'll make it little more light. Okay, so maybe yeah, this kind is fine. I have added more yellow ochre to it. Just a bit of raw sienna and yellow ochre is more in proportion. So I'm just painting the corners of the window. which are of like brown color. And these are the glasses in the window, which will have the reflection of the sky from outside. So we'll paint a little sky here, blue color. So as this is a window, so we have to be very careful that the edges should be very straight, because windows are straight, right? Right now you'll see they are not very sharp, like very fine at the edges, right? Like a straight line should be there. So that we will do with the help of a detailed brush. I'm just filling the color for now. Okay. I'll add here a little dark color, because there is a this part is will be like coming out of the wall, right? So there will be shadow here, right? At the So I'm just making little dark. I have taken black as is because I want the shadow to be seen. So what we'll do, we'll blend it. So it should look, this part is different and this part is different. That's why I have taken the black color, because I want it to be visible. Little. Okay. So if you see, this looks like this is the inner part, right? Okay. So now I'll just try to blend that black with yellow ochre again. I'm just going up and down and back and forth so that this blending is there. And I'm again going downwards, because here also there will be shadow, right? So the corners are a little darker. So I'm directly adding black color and then I'll blend it. Because this part of the window will be a little darker, right? Because the light is falling on the middle of the window. So the corners will be darker. So that's what we have to take care while painting any landscape or something like this. So we have to see mostly where the light is falling. So wherever the light falls more, we have to paint it little highlighted. And wherever the light is less, hello RK, hi RK, welcome to my stream. So I'm just blending the window. This is wet actually, so it is coming up again and again with my hand. Okay, so the window is done. Not fully, but yeah, that part is done, the wood part. Okay, so this color will also be the wooden frame, right? So I'll do the same color here too. Just taking it. Okay, so this is done. But what I have to do is, because there are two doors, right? So there will be a partition in between. So I'll again use the black color to show the partition. I'm taking a fine thin brush to I'm doing it while it is wet only. I'm not waiting for it to dry. We can do it. I mean, we just have to draw the line to show the partition. So here I'm just again doing it black. This we will draw it later to give the detail, because anyway when we will be painting the glasses it will be covered. So let's leave it for now. Okay, just give a black color here also. So we're just making the frame of the window. Right now the lines are not very clean. We'll make it later the clean, because once we are done with the other colors around it. Okay, so these are the window doors. So they are open, and this is the glass here. So what we will do, we will paint here the sky, because there is a reflection of the sky on on these windows. I'll just take a blue color, be a phthalo blue. And I'll mix it with white. I'm just taking out the color. You can also take ultramarine blue with white. That goes well with the sky. But I'm taking white and phthalo blue. Okay, good. So this is my phthalo blue, and this is white. I'll just mix this. Okay, I have a blue, white, brown color on it. Just wash it. So this is my blue and this is white. I'll just mix it. I'll just take a little bit of blue to make it sky color. So you see now. So I want this light color only. So if you think that the shade is dark, just add white to it to make it little light. So I'm adding here the blue because there is a reflection of sky onto this window. And these are the glasses of the window. I'm just painting blue, and maybe we will add clouds also here in the small area. It should look like the reflection of the sky, right? So maybe we'll add little bit of clouds just to add drama to this painting. add to this window. Just adding blue color, which is a mix of phthalo blue and white. So usually in market we do get all colors, but I personally like mixing colors and making the shade I want. So I always try to mix and bring out the shade out of them. Glass is also almost painted. Blue. After painting this blue, maybe we will go to the wall and we'll add some shadows to the wall. So at the edges, be very careful because it should not overlap the brown color. Okay, so my blue color is done for the window. This is just the reflection of the sky, and we'll add clouds here later once it gets dry. Until it is getting dry, let's paint something over here, maybe some shadows. So this is my wall, right? So and this is the door. So maybe the shadow will be here, right? So I'll just add little bit of black and white together to make it gray, just to show that the light is falling here. So maybe this kind of, it is still not that dark, right? Or it's fine, right? Yeah, this color is fine. So this means that there is a shadow of the window. I'm just filling the down also the same color, because from here till here there will be shadows only. So I'm just adding the shadow. So here also there is shadow. So because this is little darker area, I'll add more black to it, so it should look like as a shadow, right? So just maybe the So the here is the shadows of the flowers which I'll be adding here in this window here. So it will be bunch of flower. So it will be a one plant. So I'm just adding a very random shadow. It's little bit here or something. Okay, we will add later also once we get the idea how the flowers being added. Just completing this. The shadows, and here there will be no shadow because the light is coming from this side. So the shadow is there. Okay, so let us add little bit of dirt here on the wall, maybe just few fine lines, not fine lines, very random lines. It's kind of like some dirt on the wall, or maybe like because of the rain, the wall paint got. So just adding a little bit those things. Okay, this is done. I think this is also now dry. Let's add clouds to the window. So this is my hard bristles brush. I'm just taking white color. I'm not picking any water for painting clouds. We just pick the, don't try to add more water while you pick up the color, because the clouds has to be like very spreaded. I mean, not to give the perfect shape because they're very uneven, right? So maybe this cloud is being continued here. So I'm randomly adding anywhere just the white color, and then I'm like moving the brush in a circular motion. So it should just feel like, yeah, there is a cloud here or here. Just don't give any particular shape, just go randomly so they look more real. So maybe here somewhere there is that same, maybe a big cloud is there, and that has been continued here also. Just dabbing it to make the dense clouds. I think those are enough. Again, going back and forth to all the clouds just to spread them, and I'll just give another little bit of outline, make it a little more white. Right now they are a little grayish, right? So maybe somewhere, not much here, maybe here somewhere here too. I'm just adding the color, white to it to make it, yeah, the edges more dense. Okay, so I think this much is enough, right? So this looks like there is a reflection of sky and clouds, right, on the window. Anyway, like here, the all it will be covered with the flowers. Okay, so this is done. Now let's add the color into this door, these window doors. So what I'll do is I'll be adding our window is also blue color. So I'm taking a little dark color blue, the same phthalo blue. I'm just taking just the phthalo blue color and I'm trying to add it here because this is my window door. I'm starting from here because it'll open from here, right? So, and maybe I have a blue paint here too somewhere. We'll add white highlights to it. Give it a little 3D look. Okay, so it is open from here. The gate is this from here. For now, I'm just painting, giving the base color to it. And then we'll add little white so that here also I'm adding it. Hello, hi, divine together. Thank you for joining the stream. Today we are painting the spring flower window. So this is the window I'm painting. I'm painting a blue window on a white wall. And there will be some flowers here, spring flowers and spring flowers here. Thank you for liking my art. So there will be some details into the window because the windows have the door. So I'm just making the edges straight line because it is a window, right? So it should be very straight somewhere here on the edges. So I'm doing it very slowly, carefully. So anyway, this is the base color, so I'm not much worried about the strokes. Okay, so this is, yeah, till here we'll cover because anyway, this will be covered with the flowers. Just make sure the line is straight. Okay, the next is we'll do the another door here. Again, I'm just adding the base color. यहाँ हम blue add करेंगे उसके बाद we'll give some detailing to the window door. Maybe उसमें जो line, maybe we will keep a linings. I'm trying to just make it little straight from the edges. Okay, so this again here, it opens from here. with doors and paint little inside the blue, brown, because the doors will open from there, right? So again, just giving the base color as blue, and we'll add more details after it dries. This is just the base color. Okay, our base window is ready. Now until it gets dry, maybe we'll add the glass details of the window, which is like I'm just taking the fine brush, very fine, thin line. So I'll be making black outlines to the window. So maybe like one here, there is, just make sure that you don't pick much water into the paint, because like I accidentally took more water. So I'm just wiping it off again. And also the acrylic colors, when it is wet or just freshly painted, you can um, use the wet cloth or tissue to wipe it off. It will come off very easily until it is wet or it is just freshly painted. But once it completely dries, you won't be able to remove. I'm just giving few details to this window, adding some lines to just make it look like little. Okay, so this line was already added. I'm just making it clean. Now this is the inner door. I'm just giving one. These lines. So very carefully and very slowly we have to make it, because there is, we don't use scales or something over here. So it has to be little straight lines. Sometimes what happens, our hand shivers when we try to draw lines. It happens to me a lot. So we can use this pinky finger just to take a support and then try to draw the lines or color. Again, I'm just using the black color, no more other colors, just a black color to give outline and little detail to this window. Just adding slowly the straight lines to it. And now here maybe there are some partitions in the glass. To give it a glass look, what I'll do is I'll add the partitions like some blocks. So again, I'm just drawing a straight line, one vertical straight line, and then few horizontals like this. Now it does give us the look of the glass, right? So maybe one here and one more here. So now it looks like a glass, right? It's a glass where the um, sky is being reflected. Okay, the same will do to the another glass. So what I feel is like one one of my glass window, they both are not symmetric, but that is fine, right? Because in art there are imperfections. No art can be perfect. What I feel. But yes, if you draw windows or something like doors or something, so they do need symmetry. So we have to be careful while making out while we are making the layouts. Okay, so my window glasses are ready. I'll not do much here now. Only few details I'll add here. Should look like that. Anyway, this will be covered with the flowers. Okay, so maybe I'll add more glue to it. Just add here little more, because if we see our mm, wherever the windows corners are there on the wall, right? The corners are little blackish because of the dirt. So I'm just making it little black, little darker shade here for the wall. And I'm using very thin line brush because I don't want that detail to get spread. I just want a little dark line only to be shown above the window. I think, yeah, done. It's not any shadow, it's just the dirt being accumulated because it is the corner, right? Some corner, like the mud and the dirt just accumulates, right, over the time. So it is just that. So it is just all small things we just have to take care while we draw, and they're not important, like necessary to draw. I just feel like them, like to paint each and every details. This is also not each and every, but yeah, whatever we feel like we can add, right? So okay, so let's add now. This part is my dried. I'll add window details. So what I'll do is I'll just add more white blue to it. I think that if we don't cover here, anyway till here it is our door, right? Hello, hi JP Singh. Hi Chaotic Mind. Welcome to my stream. Thank you for joining me painting live. So today I'm painting a spring window scene. So this is I just painted the base of the window, and I'll be adding more details and flowers to the painting. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you like it. Okay, so we'll add details here on the doors. What I'll do is I'm just taking a light blue color just to add detailings, because this is my dark blue. I'll just add highlights over the window. So I've just added blue and white. I've taken the same phthalo blue and I've added a little bit of white to it. To add few details. I'm just picking up my colors. Okay, so maybe I have some. Give me a second. I'll just pick out the color. I'm taking another shade of blue because I don't want to match the window highlights with the color of the sky, because I have used phthalo blue in the sky, right? So I'm just taking another shade of blue and I'll mix it with white. I've taken a cerulean blue and I'll mix it with white. To show you on my palette. So this is my cerulean blue shade and the white. So I'll just mix it a little bit. I don't want darker shade. I just want little. So if you see the difference, this is different blue and this is different blue. I'm using this blue for the detail or highlights on the window. Okay, so maybe I just have, so this is the window edge, door edge. I'm just making it little white, and what I'll do is I'll add fine lines in between. So maybe this is my top of the window, and then from here I'm just adding lines to it just to give it a window look, door look, like any kind of design you can give. So I'm just adding few highlights. Maybe we'll come back and we can add little darker shades again. So I'm just adding lines. I'm just using the tip of the brush to draw lines. But what we will do, we will first, I'll take another brush to do it. Maybe this, yeah. I've taken a little thin brush to make, yeah. I think this one is good. It goes. So depending on the comfortability of your brush, you use the brushes. I'm just again adding little few lines. Just make them slanting only because the door is open, right? So it will not be straight. So just follow the first line. So I'm like somewhere I'm just having it paint again. This is done. The same we will add to another window too. And then we'll add darker shade again to give it more detail. So I'm again adding the corners. I'm doing it little highlight to the corners of the window. And we'll give the boundary to these window doors also. Maybe this is my outer part of the window. Just be very careful while making it because we need straight lines here. It is the highlight, so not very perfect. Okay, so here I'm again making the same slanting lines. I'm just taking the shade of lighter shade of blue by adding more white to the cerulean blue. Make the down one little straight, they will be right. Yeah. Anyway, now I'll add little darker highlights. Maybe a black I'll use here. I'm just giving now the boundary, the highlight, not the highlight, the outline. So it should look like a perfect door. Again, this side too. Okay. On the slanting side, be similar, and maybe give the outline here too, at the edge of the door. Okay. So this is our top part of the window, right? So I'll just give more details to it, to these lines. Looks like we have added a shadow to it. Maybe what I'll do is I'll add little phthalo blue to not give it just the straight black color look. I'll add phthalo blue. Because that is our base color, right? So I want to use the darker shade of that color only. The black will be too black. So I'm just taken that, and maybe at the up it will be little darker. So I'm just keeping it black, not changing it. I'm just going and filling that gap with the phthalo blue. And maybe I'll come back and add a little more highlights. I think, yeah, this is good. And with this, the same thing we'll do on the other door. Hi Robin, welcome to my stream. Thank you for being here, joining me today. And thank you for everyone's support, whoever is here today, joining me, watching me live, painting live. I really appreciate. I'm just adding few details to the window. And what we'll do is we will add a black outline on the door again, maybe somewhere here. The same way here. Anyway, this will be covered with the flowers. So our window is ready. Just I'll go back and add little highlights, the light blue shade maybe. Just few lines, that's it, not much, like here, maybe somewhere here, here. Just at the edges so that it. So the more you'll try to add, more it will look little 3D or realism. Just try as much details as you can. Anyway, but details never have ending. Okay. So I'll just add few here too. Just outlining with the white, sorry, black color. Okay, so my window is almost done. Now what we will do, we will add flowers here and somewhat flowers here. So maybe I'll add first the bushes of the plant, the whole plant. So we will add the darker shades first, which I'm just adding kind of black only. So I'll not follow anything, any particular shape. I'll just giving the, again, I'm just dabbing it. It's just a black color with a little bit of phthalo blue. So if you see, I'm just adding few bushes here. This is the base color. We'll have green leaves over it. So I'm just giving here the layout. There are some, there will be some plant here. So I'm covering this whole, maybe it is, the leaves are falling till here. It's kind of those vines, right? Some plants are there, like, right? So they just fall at the edges, their leaves. So that kind of plant I'm making. I'm painting here. So maybe like here some leaves, some here. I'll just, because anyway this is gonna be black, so I'm just giving the first outline. Maybe it is. So it's spreaded all over the window and to little bit downwards. I'm just using the tip of this brush to give the falling edges. I'm just dabbing it, doing nothing else. Here I'm roughly just spreading it over. Just pick my black color again and I'll add little green to it. So I'm taking the hooker's green, which is little dark shade of green, which I'll be adding only a little bit of it to the black color. You see, I've added little green. I'm just roughly spreading the color in between because this will look like shadows in there. Okay, so my base thing is done. I'll use fine brush to make the branches falling down. I'll have little flowers here at the top corner. So I'll add little black base black color here too. Randomly adding. Maybe the branches will go there or a little bit here. Okay. So what we will do now, I'll just take a thin line brush to add few branches. Those are coming out. Maybe few leaves are there here. Maybe few leaves here, here. Just trying to add the falling leaves. Again, something. Some leaves here, which is coming till here, one branch. Maybe some branch over here. Okay, so let us dry this first. I know this is looking little black, but this will all be covered with green color. Let's dry it first. I'll quickly dry it. So this is dried. I'll just add now little green color to it. Green color leaf. I'm, I'll use the same emerald color. Not emerald, the hooker's green. If it is visible. It won't be much visible right now because we'll be adding more lighter shade of green to it. So I'm just adding little few green leaves. And then at last we'll add a few flowers to it. So I'm randomly just using that reference and randomly putting over the leaves here. It is almost done. We just have to add more flowers and green leaves. So here I'm just adding little bigger leaves. Again, I'm just going over and over to add few leaves. We'll add a little bit here. Now I'm just using the tip of the brush because I'm at the edges, right? So I'm just using the tip of the brush to add leaves to it. Again, same thing here I'll do. Maybe a big bush here. So there are like cluster of leaves, right? तो जैसे पत्तियों का झुंड रहता है, right? So I'm just making clusters and then we'll add flowers to it. Maybe यहाँ flower आएगा. Maybe कुछ एक ऊपर गए हुए होंगे. We'll add. कुछ यहाँ. Mostly this is done. Now we will add more yellow to this green, so to give the highlighted leaves. So I'm adding I'm taking just a medium yellow color because I want now the bright leaves. So I'm just adding this yellow, bright yellow color, and take little white also. So now I have little very bright green, right? This bright green. I'll be taking that to just add the top leaves. Now you see, you can see those. So now mostly these leaves are very visible. So try to make them in the leaf shapes or little dots. So leave some space and then just give randomly. I'm putting just very randomly. A little more white. So if you want, we can, if you feel like the brush is making bigger leaves, just take a fine brush and try to add. Maybe you can use somewhere little yellow, plain yellow also. I'm adding this little darker here so that I don't want to see that black outline somewhere. So just I'm giving the leaf shape. Here also some leaf shapes. Very small, small leaves like this. Same here. And now I'll add green and yellow together and then add a little bit. Some dots only I'm giving. That looks like, yeah, there is some leaves, highlighted leaves. So when we add highlights, you can see the difference in here and in here. Now it looks little real, realism added to it, right? So just add little drama by adding highlights. So I'll add little less green over here because this is the most, this part will be the darker side. So we will add but lesser than this side. So somewhere I'll just add, maybe at the edges, some leaves are there here. So always try to use the tip, otherwise the shapes will be. And on top of it we'll add flowers. So just leave little bit spaces that we have. Now somewhere facing that side. So leaves are very random, right? So even we'll add randomly all over it. So here I'm just adding less because I want this part to be little darker. Just add at the end, maybe in this. I think, yeah, this is done. Let's add it on the top corner. We have here maybe little dots. There will there will be flowers here too. So leave some spaces. Okay, so this is also done. Maybe little, yeah, okay. So what maybe we can take some flowers coming up little. So what I'll do is I'll just from this little bushes coming up and like making the flowers come out here. Just giving it, we'll add highlights to these also. Maybe I'll take little white, grayish, just add. So it should look like it's coming out maybe here, from here also. So I'm taking random bushes out little and will give little flower leaves to it. Again here also some leaves. I think yeah, not much, otherwise it will be too much. Okay, so this is done. Now let's add flour. Before adding flour, let me make sure it is dry. So I'm drying it. I'll quickly dry it. Okay. So now this is dry. Let's add some pink flowers to it. So I'm taking crimson red and we'll add white to it to make little pink. So first we'll add again the base color will be little dark shade of pink. So I'll add little white only. I'll show you here. So this is crimson red. I'm just adding little white. So it is still the dark shade of red only. You can add your own choice of color to the flowers. I'm just adding pink. So maybe one flower will be here, some coming up here. So it's like a vein kind of. So we are adding dark shade of pink and then we'll highlight it with little bit. So it is again up to your choice where you want flowers. Do you want less or more? So I'm just adding little bit somewhere, anywhere in between or at the edge. So first there will be dark shade layer and then I'll add to add the highlights later. As you can see, I'm just randomly somewhere adding it. Just dabbing it. I'm not giving any proper shape to the flowers. I'm just feeling like there is a cluster of flowers here or somewhere there. Some flowers coming down here, right? Some here coming. There are some flowers coming here and here. So we just have to find some places and randomly put over the flowers. I think now you can make the difference clearly, right? Now it is taking the shape of a flower plant, right? So I'm adding a few little at the edges. It is almost been done, added. So somewhere I'm taking little darker, little lighter. So don't go with one particular shade. Just go with different shades. That will make look the difference of the light also on the painting. Like somewhere it is dark, somewhere it is light, kind of that. So I think these are good enough in this bush. Let's add on the top of it, on the top, the corner one here. Maybe I'll add only less few only here. Maybe somewhere one here coming with the branches. One here bush cluster. One cluster here. I'm just giving again like very random shape. Bringing it with a branch. Okay. So now what we will do, we'll add whatever shade we have added, very lighter shade of that will just give the highlights to these flowers. So we have already the reference, we just have to go and dab on the lighter shade on the shade where we put, see? Now can you see the difference? And make sure the the darker shade should also be visible. Don't cover the whole darker shade here. Just go each to each and every cluster and add little dabs over it. Somewhere you can like, because this is the more light fallen area, right? So you can add straight away the white also, because wherever there is kind of sunlight, those things look white, right? Because of the light falling on them, on those objects. So I'm randomly adding it. I'm not following any shape or something. I'm just adding light color over the dark shade. That's it. Similarly, we'll add to the top corner also the highlight. I think now it is done.